Hello everybody, this is Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeet to the haw. It's Monday. On Mondays we do tier lists, and on Wednesdays we wear pink.
You mean I'm really nominated?
Now I'm doing this tier list live. This is my troll tier list. I'm gonna tell you how this is going to work here. First off, let me tell you about our tiers. We have our God tier trolling. We only have one God tier troll around here. We're not friggin' Norse. We have our S tier, the So troll tier. These are Pokemon that are very, very trollish. I'll tell you more about what I mean here in a sec. We have our A Little Troll tier. That's our A tier. We have our B tier. Knew it was coming, but sucks anyway. Still got the B tier. We've got our C tier, the Corey, this ain't really trolling tier, and then we've got our D tier, the Decidueye Memorial tier. Now, the way this tier list is going to be set up is, and I know a lot of people are already upset about B tier. Obviously, there's nothing I can do about it. It's never going away. The way this is set up is these Pokemon could be a troll for the enemy team, but they could be a troll for your own team. We're going to go through every single Pokemon and decide how troll they are. Obviously, if they're trolling both you and the enemies, they're just all around troll. That's like S tier levels trolling, right? If they're only trolling enemies, maybe the best you could get is A. If they're not really trolling too much at all, you know, B, C, D, etc. So let's get into it. Where do we want to start? I'll start with something that I feel like is a solid troll pick, and I used this as an example before I started. I feel like Clefable is either A or S tier levels trolling. So here's my reasoning behind Clefable. The enemy team, you'll run into Gravity and this unbelievable heal that's disgusting, right? Also, for allies, it can pick Draining Kiss. Because of that, I think this Pokemon is one of the higher troll possibilities inside of Pokemon Unite. It's so frustrating to fight. It trolls you with Gravity the whole time, and Follow Me if they're pretty good with it. And it can pick Draining Kiss if it's on your side, which is a top tier troll, I have to say. Let's move on to another Pokemon here. Where do we want to bounce around to? Maybe in the chat. Oh, well, you know what? People are calling it out in the chat. Rock Tomb Crustle. I feel like Crustle is a top tier troll, either A or S. So here's the thing. It's great at trolling enemies. It also has one of the very few trolls that you can actually actively troll an ally with, which is Rock Tomb. That might put it into the S tier. I gotta be honest. That might be an S tier troll for me. It's one of the only Pokemon that you can do something to actually fully troll an ally. You can grief allies with it harder than maybe any other build in the game. Not just a disappointing build, but like full on trolling. This one's either high A or low S for me. That's where I'd put Crustle. I think it's either high A or low S, but I could see it in S. You think Clefable's probably B? I don't know. B tier is like middle of the road. I could see maybe. Crustle has like S tier trolling potential. It has S tier trolling potential. All right, let's see. Venusaur. I don't feel like it trolls very hard at all. It like you could see Petal Sludge. Honestly, I'm putting Venusaur C. I don't think you see much trolling out of this Pokemon at all. You kind of have bad Venusaurs on your team. That's about as bad as it gets, and I guess there is a possibility that it could pick Petal Sludge, which is pretty troll. Outside of that, this is really low on the troll scale for me. This is C, almost even D. I would say this is like pretty low troll. Gengar, on the other hand, I feel like I have to put B. It's a little higher troll. Here's my reasoning behind Gengar. You have kind of two movesets that are bad, and Gengars often on your own team are insanely bad. I think they're like kind of mid-level troll. I don't even think it goes to a little troll though. I think it's like right there in the middle. You can pick pretty bad moves. It's true, if you misclick on Gengar, it's true. It's over. That's tough. Gengar's misclicks are so hard that maybe it does move it into the A tier. Because if you're playing one of the two ridiculous Gengar builds, you're basically fully trolling. It might need A. It might need A. We'll think about it. We might move it. Mime. Mime is a troll for enemies, and I'd say always pretty good for allies. It trolls enemies pretty hard, but it's always good for allies. This feels like it kind of sits B or maybe even low A, but I feel like Mime is just a solid pick. It doesn't really have a move set that's bad. You never have bad Mimes on your team. I feel like it is pretty trolling. What's the bad build for Mime, do you think? Is there a bad build for Mime? I'm not sure. I don't feel like I see a bad build for Mime. What would it be? Oh, I guess it'd be... Oh, never mind. It's Wall Psychic. It's Wall Psychic. Power Swap Confusion's actually good. It's Wall Psychic. It's like Barrier Psychic. That might make it low A, huh? It's pretty bad. You never see it, but if you do, it's pretty bad. I think it has to be an A because of that moveset. It's pretty rough. Snorlax, Snorlax might be S tier for me. Snorlax is such a troll. I'm going to put it high A, but here's my thought process. Block and Yawn are such like horrible moves to deal with. And every single one on your team is Flail-Lax, which is fully trolling basically. Like it's not a build you can't win with. Same thing with Draining Kiss. You can win with these builds, but you never want to see that your Snorlax is Flail or your Clefable is Draining Kiss. Oh yeah, and you can push Regieleki into your own goal. I think this is S. I think it's S. Good point, Zoinks. I do think this moves it up to the S tier for me. Because you can troll in so many different ways on this Pokemon. Probably trolls hard. It's like up there with Crustle because Crustle can actively troll, you know? Let's see. Guardy doesn't really troll. It's like mid. The only problem with Guardy is it's kind of mid at times and players are bad with it. But I don't really think there's much trolling there. I think the only thing Guardy trolls with is just not being very good. Right? It's probably C tier. I don't really see much trolling out of Guardy. Really at all. Yeah. Absol. Absol's a weird one. You think D? I could see D. I don't really see any trolling. You know, the only tough thing with like an attacker like Guardy is people play it in lane and they never get their experience, but there are a lot of Pokemon that people do that with, right? I think Absol is weird. I feel like all speedsters cannot be D just because every speedster is not great. Like every speedster player you run into. But I feel like Absol is either C or B. I feel like most Absols are not doing that much, but I don't think there's a ton of trolling going on either. I think it's just a bursty character that some people aren't great with. Garchomp. Every once in a while see the bad moveset, but even the bad moveset's not that bad. I think the worst you could say about Garchomp is it's like C tier. I don't think it trolls very much really at all, honestly. It's got a great catch on it. Fights pretty well. I don't think there's much trolling going on. Lucario, very little trolling. Does Lucario do any trolling, really? Earthquake is always troll. Yeah, the only thing that keeps Garchomp out of the Decidueye Memorial tier is that build. That's it. I don't think Lucario does anything trolling, really. It's good early. It's got good secure. Yeah, I think Lucario's doing pretty good. Now, here's the hard part. The hard part is Greninja. Greninja, like you guys are saying Power Up Punch, Bone Rush, E-Speed, but like those aren't like even that bad. They're not. They work fine. I guess Luca could push a Reggie into a goal, but it's so like unlikely. Let's see. Here's Greninja. I feel like Greninja at least has to be in the A tier, not for its moveset and not for the enemy team, but just because they always play lane and they literally play like ninjas. I've talked about this a lot. Greninja mains full on think they're ninjas. They full on think they're ninjas. I don't know what it is. Like Greninja and Cinderace, I'm going to talk about Cinderace too because I think it's A tier. Greninja and Cinderace are different. Greninjas straight up think they're ninjas and they will hide and try to, dude, you could tell in their head, they're like, what would a ninja do? Truly, they're like in the shadows, like, you know, they're fully playing like a ninja. That's their level of trolling, and they always play lane. Cinderace, also, they'll pick this Pokemon regardless of if someone's in the center or not. And Cinderace will rip every single Rayquaza regardless of what's happening. Like no matter what's going on, unless you actually need them to rip, then they'll never do it. I think Cinderace, to me, it trolls harder than Greninja. Cinderace as an ally is one of the most troll picks. I don't know why. Every Cinderace, like, seriously, when the 2-minute mark hits, something like wipes their brain. They're like playing the game. That's oh, we lost. Like that's, I don't know what, I have no idea why this is. But I think that's like A tier levels trolling for me. Talon? S? Talon is so annoying if the enemy has a good Talon, and Talon is so annoying if it's on your team. I don't think I'm off base here. It's so annoying both ways. Good Talon's on the other side, truly so good. Talon's on your side, truly so backcapping, so not doing anything. Like, I feel like Talonflame is one of those allies that's the worst thing to see, but oddly enough, the enemy Talon is legit pretty good. Yeah, weird. Char's gonna go B for me. The only reason Char's not C is because they, even at level 7, they never evolve. That's the only reason I would say it's B. That's like only for allies. For some reason, enemy Chars, they'll always grab you with their Unite. They're going after you every time. But allied Chars, they just never evolve, I feel like, you know? Let's see. Zeraora, C. C or B. There's kind of a bad moveset, but I literally never see it run. Like, I never see Volt Switch Wild Charge. Ever. Yeah. I don't get it. But for some reason, it's the one moveset that I never see played. Like, it's the one troll moveset I never see. So, I think C is fair for this Pokemon. LD! Never troll. Never. Almost never. I think it's one of the most reliable non-trolls in the game. It's just always good. It's like annoying as an enemy, but it's just a good Pokemon. So I think D tier is fine. Cram's an interesting one. Cram feels mildly trolling. Like in every way. I don't know what it is about Cram. I can't even really put my finger on it. Cram just feels like it's trolling all the time. It's like kind of a troll pick, and it's also just so annoying like to deal with, but it's kind of a weird ally. I don't know. Cram just, to me, I can't even explain it. It's his face. It's probably his face. I think he's like always like mildly trolling. It'll be like the B tier. It's in this weird gray zone. Okay, Blastoise. Now the question is, I think Blastoise is almost always good. But I also think it's always super annoying to fight. I think that probably makes Blastoise B. It kind of hangs out in this B tier area. It's like so mean to enemies. And I rarely ever see Surf Water Spout. Rarely. I could say, yeah, I feel like B. It used to be a Pokemon that never evolved, but it does now. I think B at the most. Maybe even C. Hydro Surf is so annoying though. It is. It's like so annoying to fight that in some ways it's like such a troll thing to fight. Right? I think that's what's keeping it out of the C or D tier, is it's so troll to fight. I think Pikachu's an A tier troll. Usually not on your team, although sometimes on your team. On the enemy team, this thing is fully trolling all the time. It is volt tackling constant. It is constantly grabbing you with volt tackle. It feels like the most troll thing to fight into sometimes. What is more troll worthy, good enemy or bad ally? I would say bad ally is probably more troll worthy. But for whatever reason, like I think Pikachu is one of the bigger trolls in the game, and I think it's just because of its sure hit moves. It's just like so annoying to deal with, and you'll get allies playing like crit Pikachu and stuff like that, and you'll just think why. A9 might be middle of the road just because of like bad build picks, because you can pick like, what is it, Avalanche, Dazzling Gleam or whatever, or you can pick, or no, you can pick Dazzling Gleam, Blizzard, right? Or you could pick Avalanche, Aurora Veil. It's super rare. Super rare. I think it's probably B. Mean early. Very mean early, I would say. Frozen can be annoying. I can see that, yeah. I feel like, oh, you can troll allies a little bit with Avalanche, can't you? You could. I don't think I see it too much. If it's A tier, it's very low. It's very low. Wiggly feels like big time trolls. Like it's A tier trolling, higher A tier than a lot of these attackers, I think. Wiggly feels like a real troll. That's so like cute charm, sleep, rollout, and rollout if it's on your team. Like Wiggly feels like such a troll at times, for sure. I feel like this is a high A tier troll. I feel like Wiggly is might be moving into the S tier. So Slowbro is a weird one. Slowbro, I don't think is really trolling. I don't think it really trolls enemies. And it doesn't really troll allies. The only like thing that's like difficult to deal with is it's got like the most ridiculous Unite move in the game. But it doesn't feel like very trolly to me. I think C maybe. Like you always know what it's doing. It never gets itself KO'd because it's Slowbro. Its Unite move's crazy, but it just feels consistent, you know? It just feels pretty consistent. Scald is pretty annoying. Scald is pretty annoying, you know? It's hard to do bad on it, yeah. And it's not like anything it's doing on the other side, I don't know. Machamp. It's at least B because of Submission Machamp. It's at least B. I think that's maybe as high as it goes. But it's probably B. Telekinesis is kind of troll to play against. I agree. I could put it B. I could see that, but I don't really think it's got any like high level trolling to it, you know? Blissey. I don't feel like I ever see any trolling out of Blissey. I think it's probably D. It's like always good support, whether either build, like even if you might not want it to be going like Safeguard or something, it's still good. I think Blissey's just like it has like almost no troll in it at all. Mamoswine, I think I have to put Mamo A because it can push in your own Regis and you can Ice Fang in Regis, and it's so frustrating to fight. I feel like it's A. Right? It's something like that. I think so. Sylveon. Sylveon's B. It's so frustrating to deal with sometimes, but it's not really trolling at all. I think Hyper Voice Draining Kiss is kind of troll, but that's like it. The thing about it that's it's annoying to fight. Like Sylveon is annoying to fight. Greedent. Is there any argument that Greedent's S tier? Like fully troll? I don't see anything. Like it's one of the top trolls. Like in every way. In every way. It's one of the top trolls. It's definitely in the running for God tier troll of the game. It's fully trolling. It does every trolling thing. And it trolls your own team. So Decidueye. I don't feel like Decidueye's trolling. I just feel like Decidueye is kind of like mid. That's it. Well, what about Razor Leaf? I have to put it B because of Razor Leaf, I think. Oh, and it always unites moves Ray. Ooh, dang, what do I do with this one? Oh, dang, what do I do with Decidueye? So, Decidueye gets KO'd so easily, right? It's just unfortunate. It has, like, very little mobility. Razor Leaf is kind of a troll move because it's really hard to play around. As for your team, it's just like an auto attack on the squishiest Pokemon in the game. And it unite moves every Ray. Dang. I feel like I think I'm actually moving this up to the A tier. I think I have to move it as an A. I think it's going to hang out with these other trolls. I do. Dragonite. Dragonite to me is B probably. There's one full troll moveset, which is Extreme Speed Hyper Beam. And then there are a lot of Outrage Dragonites that aren't good. But outside of that, I don't know. It's like, it's hard to say it's much higher than that. I think it's just because it's got one horrible moveset, and you often have Outrage Pokemon and they just don't know what they're doing. Zarina is weird. The only troll part about Zarina to me is Ally Zarinas are so bad. But it's probably closer to C. It's kind of hard to troll with it. It's just like how you play, you know? Yeah, they just never evolve. I know. They don't evolve. Everyone's troll on the teams you get. Trevenant. Trevenant is one of the most annoying things to fight in the game. Trev is so annoying to fight. But it's never bad as an ally. It's never bad. I think it's like A tier. It's real. You could put Reggie's in your goal. That's true. I feel like an enemy Trev is always so good. So good. Like, ugh. You could Horn Leech a Lecky into your goal. That's what's keeping it out of the B tier for me, is like you could even Wood Hammer it, Horn Leech it. You could push things into your own goal. I think Trev, yeah, I think Trev for me is going to sit A, like at the bottom of the A tier. It is like super trolling to fight. Aegislash, I don't know. D? I don't know. Aegislash feels like doesn't really troll at all. You can get ones that are not good, but I don't know. I don't even find that Aegislash players are that bad. I think they're fine. They're usually fine. You think it's kind of trolly, huh? Can Wide Guard push Reggie's? Kind of. It'd be really hard to do. Yeah, you never see it. It's like hard to consider it, you know? I don't think it's too trolly at all. Hoopa. I think the worst you could say about Hoopa is you gotta have one weird moveset. It doesn't feel, it's like, it's hard to troll your allies with it. You can't really hyperspace hole your allies. Like, you can't really trick them into taking portals. You can run hyperspace hole Shadow Ball, and you can unite in some weird spots. Like the worst it could be is B, but that even feels like it's being generous to the idea of it's trolling, you know? Duraludon is, it kind of runs into the Cinder Greninja thing. The other thing about Dura is no one picks it, so it's like, it's very weird. But I think it's like a full ripper. And I think because it's a full ripper, I have to put it into the A tier. And the reasoning being is it just walks to objectives and rips it regardless of what's going on. And for whatever reason, every Dura you get is Flash Cannon. You always get Flash Cannon Dura, and the enemy is like the best Dragon Pulse Dura of all time. Either way, they're both going to rip Ray. So I think it moves into the A tier for me, you know? Azu feels not really very trolly, right? It feels like not super trolly. Yeah. It's like maybe B. I don't know. It doesn't feel... It's like good early. And like Play Rough Whirlpool is kind of annoying. But I don't think it's that trolly. I think it's like fine. Espeon. I think Espeon's D. Annoying to fight. Great Unite. But it doesn't feel like a troll to me. It just feels like a good Pokemon. Like really hard to fight. It doesn't feel trolly at all. Like its Unite's great, but I don't know. Nothing about it feels like a troll. Just feels like it's really good. Like really, really good all the time. Delphox. I feel like just because... oh yeah, Future Sight has entered the chat. That's true. I feel like Delphox has to be A tier just for Fire Spin. Fire Spin is one of the most frustrating things to ever fight. I think it's like fully troll. It's like such a troll move. It's so gross. Your allies are usually not that bad, but Fire Spin is just gross, 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 gross. So I think I have to put it in the A tier. Glaceon's not trolling, it's just really good. It's not, there's like nothing trolling about it really. You could do the weird moveset, but I literally never see it. I have to put Buzzwole A. It's almost S, I would say. So ridiculously dumb to fight. And for some reason, your Buzzwole is always playing Leech Life. It has to be... It has to be A. There's a world where it's S, I gotta be honest. It's that... I don't know why this is, but your ally Buzzwole is Leech Life. And the enemy Buzzwole is superpower, smackdown, absolutely dominating every time you see it, putting you in infinite combos. And your ally is trying to Leech Life all the time. It's unreasonable, but it's true. Let's see. Tyranitar is B. The only thing that's trolling about Tyranitar is that it takes so long to evolve. But that's just a mechanic of the Pokemon. You know? It's like... You're kind of let down by your allies, but it just feels like it's just how it goes. Yeah, Pupitar is what kind of makes it a little bit of a troll. But... it just being useless, I don't think it's like fully enough. Like that's why it's hanging out here kind of with Charizard, who kind of feels useless for a while. But I think that's, yeah. Mew feels very trolly to fight. Not as trolly to have as an ally. It's kind of like A or high B. It's such a troll to fight, you know? I'm not sure. Everyone's saying in the chat it's very trolly. I could be convinced to see it A tier. I couldn't see it higher than A. It's not like S tier because it doesn't troll your own team. We have a lot of Bs too. We have Bs in the chat. It's like, yeah, Surf. We had a lot of Bs. I'd put it high B. I'm gonna put it high B. It's like, it is trolly to fight a bit, like, and it's so slippery, so annoying. But you never really are trolling your allies with it. Scyther is just fine, right? It's like C tier. It doesn't really troll at all, really. I don't know, D tier? Is Scyther C or D? It feels like it's just fine. Dodrio. Okay. This is tough. Dodrio's a tough one. I think Dodrio is frustrating to fight. A good Dodrio is super annoying. I think A is probably fair for Dodrio. It's super troll to fight against. That's the thing. It's super troll to fight against. I could see an argument for high B too. High B doesn't seem unreasonable to me, but it's so annoying to fight. And I do think your ally Dodrios often don't know what's going on. That's happening less and less as the Pokemon's played less and less. But yeah. Yeah, maybe same as Mew. It's like kind of like right up there with Mew. It might be even more annoying, but it's close. It and Mew are pretty close. Scissor is fine. It's fine. I don't know why I get so many that want to go jungle, but it's fine. It's just like the only thing it's like trolling with the decisions it makes, but outside of that, I don't feel like it's like doing anything super egregious. You think God tier? Scissor? Really? Sableye and Greedent. Like everything in this S tier right now could be God tier. I'm just putting it in the S tier until we decide our God tier. Sableye is probably our God tier Pokemon. Probably. I'm just gonna, like, it truly is designed as a troll. And yours on your team is a troll. And the one on the enemy team is a troll. So we'll see. It's probably God. It's probably our God tier Pokemon. Zoroark is just really good. Yeah. I think you get some ally Zoroarks that are bad, but I think Zoroark's really good. The only thing that's tough about Zoroark is sometimes your allies are bad. That's what's keeping it out of the D tier for me, but I think Zoroark's just really good, you know? Let's see. Water Bear, Dark Bear. I never see these right now. Like, never. I think Water Bear... People do back cap with Zoro a lot. You're right about that. I think Water Bear is probably C. And then Dark Bear D. Like, truly, no one plays Water Bear anymore. You never see it. And then Dark Bear, like, they've at least got a big punch, right? I think that's pretty fair. Dragapult is... Dragapult's probably the only auto attacker that doesn't feel, like, trolly to me. I think Dragapult's probably like low B, high C. The only thing that would make me maybe put Dragapult into our B tier is Dragon Dance. Because you'll see like people play Dragon Dance Dragapult and they don't know what they're doing. A lot of people are saying C. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm kind of thinking B for Dragapult because yes, you do have Lane Dragapult and you have Dragon Dance. It doesn't feel even close to as trolly as the other ones. It doesn't. Comfey is so dumb to fight against, and you know what? Every once in a while it does grief you too, like by not running EXP share. I'm gonna put it A. I think I'll put it A. It's kind of S, but oh, everyone's saying S. Everyone's saying God tier. Really? It doesn't troll allies that much, but it is so dumb. It's like it's the dumbest design, period. It has God tier troll potential. You know what? Speed's right about this. Here's the thing. When we talk about like potential of trolling, it can go Sweet Kiss and it can run no EXP share and just be an experience leech. For that alone, just for its potential, honestly, I do think its potential is S. Sweet Kiss, like if you have a Sweet Kiss, no EXP share Comfey, you're like someone is truly trying to lose the game. I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair. Okay, let's see. Goodra. Goodra feels like mid only because it lasts forever, but that's it's kind of trolly to fight. It's more that your allies are walking into Dragon Pulse over and over again. It's not even like that you're that. It's not even like that it's that trolly. It's that your allies are so trolly to literally stand in front of it and get Dragon Pulsed 50 times in a row. I think it's like mid, although it is frustrating like playing against in lane, to be fair. What's this tier list for? Trolls. You think it's low A? A lot of people are saying A. Power whipping Reggies into goals. Dragon Pulse is way too hard to dodge. Don't say that. If it was A, it'd be really low A. I don't know. I think I gotta keep it. It's like mid B to me. It's like mid B. Let's see. Lapras. Okay. I think most Laprases are good. It does have the ability to pull you with a Unite move into the worst situation possible. That's the one thing that it can do. Its Unite move could be a troll. But it's rare. It's rare that players do that. However, it could be. Has that happened to me? Oh, it's happened. Oh, it's happened. I think at the highest, this could be B. Like at the highest, it could be B. Yeah. at the absolute highest. It's probably C, but I think it's low B. I have been pulled by a Lapras into the worst fight ever. I have. All right, Zacian. I don't think Zacian's trolling. It kind of like hogs Eos energy, but I mean, it's just like, I don't know. What are you gonna do? It doesn't feel like trolling to me really at all. It's just Zacian. Candle is interesting because Candle feels like when you're against Chandelure, it's really annoying. Like, it's probably only B, but it's pretty dang annoying. It feels like it maybe hangs out here with, like, Cram and stuff like that. The move lock's pretty troll. The furniture's troll. And it makes your screen dark, right? But it... Late game Flamethrower is annoying. It doesn't feel trolly to me. It just feels like a damage dealer, and it feels super counterable. You know? I feel like at most I could say it's B. Umbreon S tier. Would anyone argue S tier? I don't think so. I think Umbreon's one of the most troll Pokemon in the entire game. Mean look, foul play, Snarl's insane. Wish is now disgusting. Its Unite move steals shields. It's full on troll. It's like top troll. That's like such a troll. They're crazy. I hate it. It's such a troll. Leafeon doesn't really feel like a troll. It just feels really good. I think Leafeon's like C, maybe even D. It's just really good. Inteleon. The only thing trolly about Inteleon is sometimes you get hit with a snipe shot and you're just so mad because you're like, why did it do that much damage? But that's not really trolling, you know? People are saying they think Blastoise should be in the S tier. I could hear an argument for moving it. Oh, you know what? Bad snipe shots from allies. Here's what'll move it to B for me, because I am gonna move it B, because I think this is what it is. For some reason, a snipe shot will hit you from 10 years away, and you'll be like, are you serious? I have to base or something? And your ally is like truly like learning snipe shot for the first time. So I think I'm gonna put it B. I'll put it B. Mewtwo X and Y are really annoying to fight. At least they have been historically. And your allies are really bad. Like, Mewtwo players are insanely bad. I can't say either of these are S. Like, they're trolling the game. And good point, Frank. And their Unite move is so stupid. It's ridiculous. But they're not in the so much trolling tier. They're just kind of the worst allies you're ever going to have and just dumb things to fight. They're just dumb. Like, truly, their design is so dumb. It's such a disappointing design. I'd say they're probably A tier for me. Blaziken is not trolling. It's just good. Yeah, I don't think it does anything trolly. And it's frustrating to fight sometimes because you know its secure is amazing, but it's just like a really good Pokemon. That's all. Mimikyu, on the other hand, feels a little trolly. Not only because of how annoying it is to fight, but because Shadow Sneak is dumb and it fears you, and that's annoying. And then Play Rough is invincible, and then its Unite move locks you down, and then your ally could be playing Trick Room. So I think all of that together moves Mimikyu to the A tier for me. It feels a little trolly. Like, it just feels like kind of trolly, you know? Meowscarada is fine. I just think it's good. That's it. Its passive is one of the most annoying passives possible, but I just think it's good is all. You know? Is Trick Room trolling for your teammates? Kind of. It's just a bad move in comparison. Like, Shadow Sneak is so good. I don't think Meowscarada really, you know, it doesn't feel counterable. Yeah, that part of it's annoying, but it doesn't feel like it's trolling. I think it's just good. Your allies never play Clone correctly. That's true. People aren't really great with Clone. Double Team Flower Trick. It isn't Troll, though. It's really good. I could move it B for that moveset, maybe. But that's as high as I think it could go. Metagross doesn't really troll at all. Does it? Not really. I mean, some people like Zen Headbutt. I don't think it's that good, but it's not really trolling. It's just... Yeah, I don't think Metagross is like... Yeah, I don't think there's anything trolling about it, really. It can take a little while to level, but... Oh, the ult. The ult. That's true. I'll move it C because of its ult. You're right. You're right. Because its ult can, like, do dumb stuff. That's the one part of it. I agree with you. Gyarados has to be A, right? Just for Magikarp alone and people not knowing how to play it. I think Gyarados has to be A, and it's frustrating to fight, and its Unite move is disgusting against you. You're like, here it comes. I think Gyarados is probably A. It's probably A for me. Miraidon is A, just because of how dumb its kit is. Like, it's so dumb. Yeah. I think it's just a dumb Pokemon to fight. It's annoying. Like on release, Charge Beam Thunder was fully like the worst thing you've ever had to deal with in your life. It's not that anymore. I just think it's like it's just such a weird kit. I have to put it A. And then Phalanx, I think, is probably B. It's pretty good. It's good. It's like a good ally. It can do some trolly stuff when you're fighting it, for sure. But it's also, like, fun. I don't know. You get what it's doing. You're not, like, throwing your controller. I think it's pretty fair for it to be B tier. Okay. So now, here's the question. For me, there are 3 Pokemon that I see that belong possibly in our God tier. Okay? It's Greedent, Sableye, and Umbreon. Those are the most trolly Pokemon to me in the game. I don't think everyone's going to agree with me on Umbreon, and I don't think I'd like to see it go with Umbreon, honestly. So I'm going to move Umbreon back down because I don't think I'm going to win that fight. But I'm going to put polls up in the chat right now. I'm going to let you all decide. We'll see what everyone votes for. And I'm going to leave this up to the chat because honestly, I would be happy either way. For our God tier troll is going to be chosen by the chat. Is it Greedy or Sable? Now I'm going to have a poll going up on both streams. The polls are now up. Everyone gets to vote. We'll see what everyone decides. It's actually pretty close. It's tough, isn't it? Because both of these are fully trolling. They are the most trolly Pokemon. They're also trolling your allies. Like with Greedent, you think you have a defender, you don't. With Sableye, you think you have a support, you don't. Your Sableye feels like clueless. The enemy's amazing. Your Greedent is not doing any of the right stuff. The enemy Greedent is invading perfectly and harassing like an absolute monster. It's just both of these Pokemon could easily be the top trolls. So we're going to have to see what everyone decides to vote on. The votes are coming in now. It's interesting. It's really close on YouTube. Not as close on Twitch. I'm going to cut our vote here pretty soon. The votes are really like Twitch is very much on one side, and you know it's kind of the same on YouTube. Yeah, I'm calling it. It's close on YouTube, but not that close, and it's not very close on Twitch at all. So there we go. I'm calling it right now. Sableye wins this thing as the most troll Pokemon in Pokemon Unite. I can't argue with it. It's almost like the tier list was made for this, but I do think Greedent, Talon, to a degree, Comfey, Umbreon, these are all in the running for me. And then I think Snorlax and Crustle are both there, but not fully there. So there you go, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. the most troll Pokemon in Pokemon Unite, whether they're on your team, whether they're on the enemy team. What just feels like it is trolling all the time. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. And thank you to all of you who were here live, who helped decide the God tier Pokemon. I love you. I'll see you all next time. We did it.